Edward Furlong, who played John Connor in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, had an interesting response to Terminator, Dark Fate's opening sequence, and it shows how difficult it will be for Terminator 7 to revive the franchise. Several actors have played John Connor in different stages of his life across all Terminator movies, but the T2 version of the character is arguably the most iconic. Judgment Day is widely recognized as the best Terminator movie for multiple reasons, including the relationship between John and a reformed T-800 who was willing to learn from his human friend. None of the Terminator films released after T2 managed to capture what made the 1991 installment so special. Terminator, Dark Fate tried to shake things up by killing John Connor, played through an amalgamation of performances that included Edward Furlong's motion capture performance in the opening minutes of the film. During the Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum podcast, Furlong shared his experience on the set of Dark Fate, noting he didn't understand at first how they were going to kill T2 John Connor. Why Terminator, Dark Fate killing off John Connor was a mistake. John Connor's death meant nothing and insulted T2. Sarah Connor, Linda Hamilton, hugging John Connor's, Edward Furlong, body in Terminator Dark Fate. John Connor's death in Terminator, Dark Fate was supposed to be a major moment that would justify Sarah Connor's arc in the film while also separating this new installment from everything that had come before. This risky creation decision, however, backfired. Dark Fate's opening sequence has little to no emotional impact, delivering instead a soulless, strange scene that is made even worse by the solid yet uncanny valley-ish recreation of T2 John Connor. While the idea of revisiting what is arguably the most iconic version of John with the help of VFX could have worked, Dark Fate wasted it. Killing off John Connor was the most direct way Terminator, Dark Fate could find to set itself apart from all the other Terminator 2, Judgment Day sequels. If John died shortly after the events of T2, Terminator, Rise of the Machines never happened. Likewise, nothing shown in Terminator, Salvation or Terminator, Genesis would matter in this new version of the story. Even the Sarah Connor Chronicles TV show would not exist in a timeline where John Connor was killed after T2. The scene was also supposed to raise the stakes for the movie, as John's death meant that no one was safe. However, as one of the most important characters in the franchise alongside the T-800 and Sarah Connor, John Connor should not have been used as a mere plot device. Granted, the Terminator franchise has used John as a plot device several times, but the death of such an important character should mean more to the series than just a brief opening sequence designed to set the tone for a new film. Additionally, the circumstances of John's death make the events of T2 pointless, meaning it ruins the best Terminator movie at least in terms of canon. Terminator movies haven't known what to do with John Connor since T2. What is John Connor's role in the franchise after all? The Terminator franchise has struggled to find its identity ever since the release of Terminator 2. It is no exaggeration to say that there has not been a universally praised Terminator movie since 1991 and that every attempt at reigniting the franchise has failed. The consecutive failures of the Terminator films can be attributed to a lot of factors, including but not limited to the fact James Cameron never directed another entry in the franchise after T2. Perhaps the best example of how much the saga has struggled since T2 is the character of John Connor.